Hey everyone, we are going to be looking at Invest 90L and Invest 99L, both in the Atlantic. Before we could get into this forecast, I would recommend subscribing to the channel if you are new and hitting that bell notification icon so you won't miss any future videos or live streams. Starting off, we are looking at the Atlantic right now. These are the Invest 90L and 99L. First of all, let's talk about Invest 90L in the Gulf. We do have a 40% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days, and also a 80% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days down here for Invest 99L. So really gonna have to watch this one for definitely a hurricane potential. And this one definitely does have that tropical storm potential up there to impact portions of the Louisiana and Texas coast. So both of these do have a chance for that hurricane. This one, of course, has a smaller chance for that hurricane strength, but this one definitely does have a bigger chance for a hurricane strength storm right here. Let's go ahead and look at the Eastern Pacific right now, and we do have Tropical Storm Douglas right now. Maximum sustained winds is going to be at 65 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure 998 millibars. Located at 12.4 north and 124.2 west. Movement is going to be at west-southwest at 13 knots or 15 miles per hour. It is also post-tropical cyclone 7. Maximum sustained winds 35 miles per hour. Minimum central pressure 1009 millibars. Located around 19.3 north and 134.1 west. Movement is going to be at west at 13 miles per hour. So we definitely do have some activity in the Eastern Pacific as well. We also do have another disturbance, 30% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days right here just off the coast of Mexico. Now we can look at the models for Invest 90L and 99L in the Atlantic. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's look at Invest 99L composite reflectivity. So as you can see right now, those isobars, as you can see, kind of those lines there are very weak. They're very broad, as you can see, and only 1009 millibars. But once you get into around, this will be around Wednesday, you can really see this convection really starting to ramp up once you get to around Wednesday, as you can see there. And you get over to around 6 a.m. Wednesday, and you're really seeing that convection really ramp up with this, as you're seeing even down here. That convection is really ramping up, as you can see, as time goes on. Let's get around to around Thursday, and you can still see that very organizing, and you're already down to 987 millibars. A very intense storm, as you're seeing here. You get to around Friday, and you're really seeing this 975 millibars. Very intense, as you're seeing here, and it does go up to around 976, and still that's very strong, a very strong storm, as you're seeing here. Those isobars right in there, those lines are very tight, as you're seeing there, and that convection in here is just phenomenal. And you even see that eye right there, 973 millibars and 979. You're getting into the 60s now. Very intense. This will be a hurricane strength potentially here, and the lowest it gets is going to be around 967, which is just going to be very intense here as we go into the next upcoming week. This is going to really intensify very fast. I mean, 1,900 millibars, and by the time you get to around Friday, already down to 978. So it's going to intensify really fast by the end of the week, as you're seeing there. Let's go ahead and look at the winds here. Let's look at the 10-meter wind. I mean, you can really see that those pinks are indicating you're seeing up to 80 knots. So that's definitely hurricane strength. This intensifies really fast. This is Friday, and you're seeing up to even 96 knot winds. This is definitely could be our first major hurricane of the season here, and you're even getting up to almost 100 knots of wind gusts. So very strong winds, as you're seeing there, and definitely hurricane strength with a major hurricane possible with this one. Let's go ahead and look at the other models for Invest 99L. Now here's the intensity guidance, and you can even see one going all the way up here. That's the HWFI model here. Category 4 hurricane. I mean, you're even getting up here to Category 3 hurricane. There's two different models getting up here to those major hurricane strengths. And there's also a bunch coming up here to the Category 1 strength. There's also several into this tropical storm strength. And there's also several down here, which it will say will kind of stay that tropical depression strength. But we really have to keep an eye on this, as this does have that possibility to go all the way up here, skyrocket all the way up here to a Category 4 hurricane just in that mid-July range. And you also do have another one going just at this very low end, Category 3 hurricane, which is considered that major hurricane strength. So we're really going to have to watch this for maybe some impacts on the southeastern coastline. Let's go ahead and look. Let's look at the kind of the paths of where this is going to go. Here's the global hurricane models, and it does say, most of them do say it's going to reach Puerto Rico, but by the time it does reach Puerto Rico, it's going to fizzle out there. So really, like I said before in last videos, we really don't have much uncertainty. We really have a lot of uncertainty with this one. Here's the GEFS tracks, and you can definitely see a bunch of this is reaching that landfall right there, mostly in the Gulf of Mexico. None of this is going up the eastern coast, but it is mostly going to go in the Gulf of Mexico and make a landfall potentially in some of these states here, but some also do have it going into that making landfall in Mexico. So this either could have impacts on the U.S. or it couldn't or cannot at all. So really a big uncertainty right now, as it is just developing just to the northeast of South America. So really big uncertainty. We really don't know what's going to happen right now until it really gets closer to the U.S. But let's go ahead and look at the other model, the CMC in symbols, and even the CMC has really big uncertainty. The CMC model does not have any idea where this is going. As you can see, it could even swift out to sea. It could even go up the coast here of the eastern U.S., or it could just make landfall on Mexico and not have any impacts on the U.S. So once again, big uncertainty of where this is going to go until it gets closer. Satellite imagery definitely does look very unorganized, as you're seeing there. Definitely lots of convection though and cloud cover, so this could definitely intensify fast as it does enter some more warmer waters. And not really much wind shear is going to be for those areas, for the Gulf areas. So definitely will have a very easy time developing, not a very hard time. Warm waters, low wind shear, that's pretty much ideal conditions for this developing in that type of area. Let's go ahead and look at Invest 90L. This is just off the coast of Texas. You can definitely see it making, you can definitely see it kind of developing there. Very unorganized, as you can see. But there is a lot of convection earlier as you get into the more midday hours. It is kind of calming down right now. But that low is around just off the coast of Texas, right in that type of area. But really very weak and unorganized currently. But definitely we will have to keep an eye on this for a tropical depression or tropical storm, potentially making impacts on portions of Texas. Here's the model track guidance, and there's really only one model, as you can see, making landfall on portions of Texas. So definitely this will be making landfall very soon, but like I said, very weak, and there's the chance for that Category 1 hurricane, but definitely is not expected, as most models are staying below maybe a high-end tropical depression, but really not as tropical storm is not very expected. But it's definitely possible, as one model does have it going all the way up here to a mid-range Category 1. So definitely does have a possibility for a Category 1 hurricane, but really I'm not expecting it to turn into that Category 1 hurricane as it is about to make landfall. The low is very close to the coast here, but it definitely could intensify fast as those ocean waters are very warm in that type of area. Like I said, here's the sea surface temperatures anomalies right now. And you definitely see there's actually some cooler waters over here by the coast of Texas. So that Invest 90L might have some hard time developing. But of course, all of these warmer waters right here are ideal conditions for Invest 99L to develop in this type of area. As you can see, all the way back here are some warmer waters, so definitely, and even if it goes up the coast, it might even intensify even more as those waters over there are even warmer. So very ideal conditions for this Invest 99L to develop and possibly make landfall on the U.S. If you did enjoy this video, I would recommend subscribing if you are new to the channel, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family that may be interested in watching daily weather forecasts or may be affected by these tropical disturbances. Anyways, stay safe.